This is the year 2300, and she happens to be the last human on the entire planet. She is suffering from the bubonic plague, and she is not doing very well. There are now no more humans on Earth. But how did we end up in this unfortunate situation? Let's go back to the year 1492, when Earth crossed into Threshold 8.
Questo è mio! 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 Ah, questo è mio! 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 Questo è mio!
Hey, Christopher. Hi. Hi. Can I interview you?
¿Qué se está diciendo?
Can we interview you?
Alright.
Here. We want to ask you a couple questions.
¿Qué se está diciendo?
Don't worry. It won't take long. Hey, Chris. Did you know that you indirectly caused the decimation of almost an entire race?
Hey Chris, did you know this is not India?
Did you know those things aren't yours?
¿Qué se está diciendo? Que esto es mío.
Okay, Chris.
Colonialism wasn't just a time of flourishment within Europe or the introduction of globalization, but also the destruction of native people from the Americas. Europeans used their wealth and power to take control of the Americas, resulting in century-old differences between Native Americans and other races. Christopher Columbus is seen as the man who discovered America, even though there is evidence to suggest that people had been to the Americas before him, but whatever.
It's Leif Erikson Day! Hinga-dinga-durgan!
Let's just give this man his own national holiday and never discuss it again. Columbus was not alone when he reached the shores of the West Indies. With him, he brought the diseases that would wipe out about 90% of the native populations by 1650. Nobody, surely, anticipated the biological decimation that would occur from colonialism. But the natives had never been exposed to anything like smallpox, measles, mumps, cholera, or the Black Plague. Their immune systems simply were not capable of fighting such diseases. Why, then, did the flow of destructive diseases only seem to travel west? Aside from syphilis, of course. Where are the missing plagues that should have been transmitted from native peoples of the Americas to the Europeans? The answer? Well, there isn't one. But why, might you ask? Well, let's dig a little deeper. All plagues have one thing in common: Yersinia pestis. This little guy is the source of every known plague. It is a bacterium that, until recently, scientists believed was only about 5,000 years old. But in September of 2015, a 200 million year-old flea was discovered in amber, and on its proboscis, there were traces of this bacteria. If this bacterium ends up being an early strain of Yersinia pestis, then the bacterium could have been causing havoc across the earth much earlier than scientists had previously believed. This bacteria was spread with the help of past mammals carrying the bacterium. Explosions everywhere. Asteroids collide into the mass that we now consider to be Earth. As time goes on and the Earth cools, land masses begin to form, and the oceans form from the rain. And then Pangea splits.
65 million years ago and more, these continents were joined, and marsupials like the duck-billed platypus roamed from Australia, Antarctica, and across southern South America and up into Africa. The platypus. Dinosaurs roamed all over this world on the upper tectonic plate because there were no oceans, just shallow seas. Here today, Antarctica is frozen over, and Australia and its surrounding islands are the remaining home of marsupials. Do you see how broadly the Pacific is opening compared to the Atlantic? This is exactly why the knee-jerk Pangea theory exists. The Pacific's spread is too difficult to easily visualize because it's so big.
Tectonic plates shifting caused the developing world's land masses to drift apart, forming our geographical borders of continents that we know today. Because of this development, different animals inhabit these different land masses. The domestication of cows, pigs, and sheep, etc., all led to the Black Plague. The familiarity and closeness to animals caused it to be contracted in humans, so, when they were brought over into the New World, the natives had no immunity at all built against it like the Old World did. This is the direct result of the development of Pangea and its decisive split.
Aw, so much for that.